Well, you know it's gonna be a good day when I about to put my lucky trout socks on and take the boys for a walk. Hopefully go catch a fish. What do you think, Ding? You go for a walk. You will go for a walk. How about you, Chip? You go for a walk. You gonna do my laundry, Chip? You wanna do my laundry? So I'm just getting to the river now. The first thing I'm going to do is walk as far downstream as I need to and fish my way back up. I would say 99% of the time that's what I do. I fish upstream as much as possible. If you are working your way downstream, you have to kind of walk around the edge of whatever hole you're going to fish and then start working your way upstream. Because if we walk down, you know, ahead of our fishing area, especially if we're in the water, we're gonna spook whatever trout are in the water. As you should know by now, the fish are all facing upstream into the current. All right, first thing you're gonna notice about this river is very fast, and 90% of the water is not gonna hold trout. Either it's gonna be too shallow, like the stuff out in front of me, or it's going to be too fast. You can see all the white water out in the middle. Unless there's a big boulder or a really deep area, the trout cannot live in that type of water. They just burn too many calories. So that's why they move to the edges. Like we have a break in the current because of this log jam, and then we have a seam, which is where the fast water meets the slow water. That is the kind of stuff I'm going to be fishing today. Get to it. And just walking down to the water, now I notice there's midges everywhere on the snow. I got a worm rigged again, and then a red copper john, which copper john that small is a midge imitation. There's a lot of red midge larvae, so we'll see what happens. All right, here we go. Again, I'm going to start a little bit closer to me and work my way out. You'll also notice, you know, I don't fish in a spot for very long if I'm not catching anything. If I get one or two good drifts in a fishy spot and don't get a bite, I'm moving on. Especially like today, I don't see anyone else out here. I got a ton of water to fish. There's no reason to stick around if I'm not getting bites. I'm gonna go a little deeper. Something to pay attention to in every video, especially this one when you're fishing in fast water. I am constantly mending my line. There's, you know, several drifts where I will mend it 3 or 4 times, and anything to keep that fly drifting naturally for another, you know, 5-10 seconds. It just increases your chances of catching something. I saw a fish flash down there. This is very much a fishing video and not a catching video. You know, if you don't want to watch me search for fish and hear me talk about what I'm doing, you know, go up to 21 minutes and 20 seconds, and that's when I actually, you know, catch my first fish. And looking back at the times, you know, it was almost 2 hours on the water before I caught something. But you know, if you watch me fish, I'm fishing with confidence every drift, expecting to get a bite. And when I finally do get a bite, I'm ready for it. And you'll see me cast above the best looking water. That gives me my fly a little bit time to get down into the water column. Well, there's like a little pocket right here behind the boulder. So I'm gonna flip my indicator in there and just kind of hold it, let it hover. One more try here. Oh. All right, time to move on. Here's a good visual of some midges on the snow here. Notice the different sizes. And you got to think about what's going on in the water. If there's adults hatching, you know, that many, obviously there's larvae and they're pupating underwater. So the fish should be eating something. And I just haven't figured it out yet. We'll try in front of this log jam. There's some slow water and some shade. Aim for the logs. By this point, someone's probably wondering why I'm not throwing any dry flies with that many adult insects around. The reason being, with midges, they're so small, there really has to be clusters of them for the bigger fish to be interested in them. And unless I see any fish rising when there's midges out, I'm definitely not going to throw dry flies. Even if I do see some fish rise, they're so hard to catch on midges that I might just go ahead and keep nymphing. Alright, well, I'm just going to start moving up. I do this a lot. I just kind of walk upriver, and there's nothing super fishy out in front of me. But, you know, if I'm walking up, I might as well fish my way to the next hole. I mean, it looks okay. It's just not very deep. And I haven't caught anything yet where I expected to get them, so it's good to try something new. That's a good spot there. Oh. Go a little deeper again. I did see a brown in the shallow water. Something I haven't mentioned yet is keep mending. If you just watch my drifts, you know, sometimes I mend 3-4 times on the same drift. We're gonna move up. And we'll try this little edge here. You can see there's a bunch of fast water above me, and the fish got to be somewhere. So this edge is deep enough to hold fish for sure. Alright, this is looking pretty good. We got some flat, deep water on the edge of the main current. At this point, I've been fishing for at least an hour, but you'll notice, and I mean, this is me every day, no matter what I'm doing. I do not give up at all. I don't get discouraged. I'm confident about the conditions. I'm confident in my flies right now, and I just keep, you know, searching for fish. There's so many days, especially when you go to fish somewhere new, you don't know what's going on. There's so many factors you can't control, whether it's the conditions or other people fishing around you. But what you can control is your attitude and just be persistent. I promise you, if you're persistent and just keep fishing, eventually you are going to find fish. So this area, we have just a bunch of, you know, little pockets behind these boulders. And I'm just going to work my way through this boulder field and see if we can get a bite here. If I don't get a bite in the next half an hour, I'm due for a fly change. hot tip for you. Oh, that seemed like a fish. time to switch it up. Been fishing at least an hour, haven't caught anything. So we're gonna try something else. Say goodbye to the worm. Alright, we tied on a stonefly, and that's the 3X. And then a gold rib bead, or hare's ear with the bead on it. See what that does for us. We gotta figure something out here. And I'm iced up again. Just a quick note about changing flies. If you're gonna change flies, put something different on. Don't go from a size 14 pheasant tail to a size 16. Now that's probably not the issue. I decided to go with the stonefly and a hare's ear. Those are very standard patterns. I know that there are stoneflies, in this river, and I know there are caddis in this river, so that's what I went with. And if I'm gonna fish it for a half an hour, if I don't get a bite, I'm gonna change to something else. There we go. Oh, that's awesome. He ate that hare's ear. Oh. Gotta keep him out of the log here. He's on 5X. We'll see. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he's out. Oh, it feels good. When the fish are kicking your butt, it feels good to get one. It's a dandy. You'll notice when I catch fish, I handle them very little. I either keep them in the net the whole time or wet my hand, get them out of the net, and release them back into the water. Good hook set right in the corner. We're in pre-spawn now, but it won't be long. I haven't seen any spawning activity. If I do, I'll show it to you and show you the reds and what, we stay away from. The reds are their fish nests, where they lay their eggs. And we try to stay away from them as much as we can. See ya, buddy. Oh, that's awesome. I was humbled so far. Oh, let's see if he's got a buddy. Yep. Ooh. Oh boy. That one might be gone. Oh, I saw him under the log. That's okay. What a move. There's just no way for me to win that. If I would have forced it, would have broke him off. But I still got my flies, so we're all good. Third time's a charm. Nope. 3's a lot to ask for. So not, rocket science. I just caught a couple fish on that drift, so, I'll throw half a dozen drifts in there, and once I don't get a bite, I'll keep moving. I haven't really tried right here either. It's just so nice to have that confidence going forward that you have, the fly on they want to eat. And it's, it's funny. I was just here a couple days ago, and I didn't change flies all day, and I started with the same ones, I caught fish on last time, but I didn't even get a touch on them. I'm really not that big on you know, overthinking changing flies. But if I fish for an hour and I know there's fish there and I'm fishing it right and I'm not getting any bites, well, I got to change something. All right, let's move up a little bit here. Ahead of me looks awesome. And you know, just second nature to me to pay attention where I caught those couple of fish. And now going forward, as I move my way upriver, I'm just gonna try to find that same type of water. Because they're not always in the big holes. Especially when there's a lot of bug activity, they seem to move shallower. They can, I think, you know, they find more food. And they spread out so there's not so much competition, you know, on the same big hole. Downstream mend. Oh yeah. Oh, nice rainbow. I thought it was a brown at first. He's so big. I might go down with this one. I'll try to stay away from that log again. Oh, uh-oh. He came out the log from the backside. Oh, I still got him. So we're gonna walk him down unless he wants to swim back up to us. Yep, now he's in the main current. I'm gonna give him line. Let him work around these boulders. Just gotta be careful. Looks like behind this next big boulder is a nice soft spot. I could land him if he lets me. It's a really good sized fish. Oh, come on back here. Let the drag do the work there. Again, he's just on 5X, so I got to be pretty careful. Oh, I hope he stays in this spot. Yeah, I think I can get him here. Oh, yeah. Whew, what a pretty fish. I just love catching big fish on little flies. You know, pretty standard, probably a 14 hairs here. And you can find that fly in literally every fly shop. Awesome fish. That's a dandy. Well, we got what they want. That is for sure. I just thought I'd try one drift right there. It looks fishy. We'll walk our way back up. Alright, this looks okay in here. Oh, shoot. Just a little deeper. Not exactly where we've been getting them, but pretty dang close. I mended too far that time. That might have been a fish. Seemed like my indicator was going away from me. No, probably a stick. Here's a nice little pocket right here. Oh, shoot. Yep. Oh, it's a brown. I have no idea how I'm gonna land him. Nice brown. Oh, there's so many sticks up there. There we go. Well, I felt them wiggle kind of weird. Ooh. Yeah, I think he came unhooked on the stonefly. Now he's belly hooked or something. Yeah, come over here. I'll try to get him in. Force him if I have to. Ah, shoot. Oh, he came off. That's all right. Better to let them go like that. Nice brown. Well, let's go back up there. All right, same hole. Just like when I hooked that brown, I mean, this is a very short cast. 10 feet. When the fish are in this fast water, especially if there's white water on top of them, they cannot see you at all. One of the many mistakes I made today is I put the wrong SD card in my GoPro. So shortly after this, I run out of space and can't take any more footage. But I do go on to catch about a half a dozen more fish. And, you know, it was an awesome day. I like days like today where I have to work for it. Just like I said before, you just got to be confident in your ability and be persistent, and something is going to work out for you eventually. If you are new to fly fishing and found this helpful, please let me know. And let me know in the comments, you know, what other types of videos I could create that would help you the most. You know, you can also learn a lot without me saying anything and just watching what I'm doing, or, you know, other fishing videos and, you know, learning from other people as well. Tight lines.